Greetings and welcome to episode 36 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Knights of St. John campaign. And this, my friends, how we left it last time, where we are consolidating and rebuilding after the massive war we had with the Maratha Confederacy, who we finally vanquished, my friends. Now we find ourselves in sort of this odd position, this juxtaposition as it were, where we have an alliance here, a very strong alliance with the Mughal Empire, because together we did crush the Maratha Confederacy. We've also got our allies, our erstwhile allies, dare I say, Spain as well, in the subcontinent itself. They have Malwa, and they also have Ahmadnagar as well. So it really is a very strange setup we have here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take Hyderabad during the initial battle with the Maratha Confederacy, which is a little bit of a pity, because we were hoping to sort of bring this have a sort of our front lines is here and effectively seeing off the south of India for ourselves, which is by far the most profitable, most lucrative economically regions. Look at these regions. I mean, they've got an absolute plethora of absolutely wonderful sort of, especially of the raw minerals, that raw iron, that raw gold, the gems, all the sort of the natural wealth of the land is all locked and trapped within the south. If we'd taken Hyderabad, that would have absolutely given us a complete command of all of the sort of the rich, fertile regions of India. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. We did, though, manage to capture most of the coastlines that have got these sort of huge trade lines attached to them. We weren't able to take Cuttack because we sort of were going to go for Cuttack, but we saw an opportunity to take Bengal, Calcutta, which I think was which gave us a bigger opportunity, especially to have a major city here in the sort of the east, as it were. That really does prove a pivotal towards us. It really does give us, look at that. I mean, the trade coming from here. We've got a commercial port here, hopefully trying to get up to joint stock companies. But again, our research is far behind those of the major nations, the major empires, because remember, we started off with absolutely nothing at all. Consider that we were a one-nation island. We were one nation. That's all we had. One island as a nation. That's all we had. A very, very small Cyprus, locked away in the Mediterranean to ourselves, and we have now grown to be the commanders pretty much of the south of India. We also have a large presence here within the Mediterranean, i.e. we have Algiers, we have Tunis, and our control, of course, Malta being, I said Cyprus, I beg your pardon, I said Malta, which is our homeland here. I know, I do apologise for saying Cyprus, I don't know why I had that in my mind. And also, we also have, look at this, the Caribbean, the main islands of the Caribbean locked here under our control at last, and it really is an absolute wonder. We also have up further north here as well. We've also quickly snapped up Newfoundland as well, just to give ourselves that sort of foothold, that beachhead within, dare I say, continental North America and sort of Canada as well. So we really are moving ourselves into position here again. 924, not too bad at all. We've also upgrading this water power cloth mill as well, which is going to be upgraded fully very, very soon. That would be an absolute wonder. It really will bring in a lot of money. So we are, I pretty much can say this with pretty certainty, we are one of the, if not the major trading nation in the entire world. And because of our look at this, we've got three of the 5 trade lines are under our control. We also have 3 of the 5 trade lines under our control here in Ivory Coast. Strait of Madagascar, we've got 3 of 5 here as well. But here in the East Indies, we have nothing. Now that's a real bugbear. It really is, because we need to bring those under our control. Now, previously, the council was sort of dividing what we do, because now that we've sort of replenished and repaired, and we've got our armies built up to where they need to be, we had a dilemma, and the option was we can either strike at Britain, or we can move into the New World and sort of establish a really strong foothold there. Now, opinion is divided by the council. There are many of the council saying that we should actually attack Britain. They have been an absolute thorn in our side. In fact, they were the one nation that almost brought us to our knees at the very, very start, with Malta becoming under siege. And it was only because we were able to move and push that British fleet out that we were able to survive. And since then we have grown, and Britain hasn't really bothered us since. However, they do have some very, very strong units here, particularly in Ireland. Ireland here, look at that. I mean, that is strong, my friends, but no cannon. Not an ounce of any sort of firepower here for them. So no fire support. That is unusual. And again here, but they do have very strong infantry units. Now I think what we'll do is quickly move our forces out. Many of the councils saying we should strike and land in Ireland if we do decide to attack Britain. And then from there we can move across to Edinburgh. So in other words, subjugate Ireland, bring it under our control, and then from there replenish and repair, and then move across to Edinburgh. Let's have a quick look what is in Edinburgh here. As you can see, again, Edinburgh well defended. Look at this. Highlander warbands, and I believe, yeah, look at that. I mean, they really have packed these cities with an absolute plethora of fine troops, elite troops. I think we'll come down to London and see what's in London. I think London has quite a garrison here as well, as you can see. But if we could take Britain, look what it would open up for us. Absolutely ripe here. We'd have a naval hospital. We'd have a full commercial port in Greenwich. We'd have the same here, a commercial basin in Bristol. Another naval port in Liverpool. Another naval hospital, I beg your pardon. A commercial basin in Glasgow. Newcastle as well. Absolutely here. Look at that. Inverness. It is absolutely fantastic. Britain would just, I mean, our income would just absolutely surge ahead. It really would. So we're looking at Britain. We're also looking at establishing a strong foothold here. Now, we are at peace with the Dutch. However, the Dutch are not best pleased with us, to say the least. We really are on the bad side of the Dutch. As you can see here, from the diplomatic standing with them, minus 117. War is definitely in the offing here, but they are at war with Poland, Russia and Austria, and because of that they may just allow themselves to be left alone. As you can see, Poland only has a very small amount of land left, and I mean, look at this. I mean, it is unbelievable. The Dutch have actually pushed into Russian territory. They've taken Minsk. So I know that Minsk was Polish territory, but I mean, they are on the border of Russia, and Russia is just equally as vast as the Dutch. But the Dutch have steamrolled everyone in their path, and they are on the brink of absolutely bringing Poland to its knees. That's how vast they are. Now they are at war as well with Austria, and I'm just trying to fathom out. There's Austria. Austria have got Portugal. That's the last remaining bastion of Austrian presence anywhere, and for some reason Venice has Gibraltar, but we need to take also the many calling for us to take Morocco. Now we are allied with Spain. Take Morocco for ourselves to control a portion of the Gibraltar Sea. We might actually do that. We've got a lot of decisions to make here. Also, we're at peace with Russia, but Russia is starting now to push in to sort of Indian Mughal Empire influences. You can see here, Russia's already in Baluchistan. That really does pose a problem for us, because if they start pushing in deep into here, we're going to have to intervene. That means fighting another war on this front. We cannot allow Russia to stampede over the Mughal Empire, because they are effectively keeping the Russians at bay here. They're buffered between the Russia. Now, I'm not saying they can't hold their own. They probably can, but we can't allow Russia to start mopping up the rest of India. That's not going to happen. If it comes to it, we will take Hyderabad for ourselves, even if it means taking off the Mughal Empire. If this is sort of the last region, we will actually take it ourselves to stop the Russians getting it. And then we will effectively seal the south off. But that's to come later, perhaps. What we've got to do is focus on what we're going to do here. Now, we have assembled. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, this army here would steamroll anything in its path. This army here has been in a number of... Look at this. Household cavalry, heavy cavalry. Now, these militia have done well. We've also got some company. We've got a lot of experience. 62nd has got a lot of experience. Sepoys as well. We've got plenty of... What I like is we've got plenty of firepower. However, we've got 12 pounders in here. We can actually get 24 pounders. So we need to retrofit some of these armies, especially here. But since they're on defensive duty at the moment, we may not need that. We might even move some of these forces out and sort of retrofit some of these armies, because we need to be at peak fighting for. We really do. Oh, look at that. And again, only 12 pounders. So these armies need to be retrofitted. We've got a lot of we've got a lot and colonial, and also we want to leave some of these forces behind to guard while these armies are freed up away from defensive duties. So what we're going to do as well, we can actually retrofit some of these armies as well and put some 24 pounders into production. I'm not sure if we got it here. We have indeed. We are looking to use dragoons to sort of keep these under control here. As you can see, they're not best pleased still, but dragoons are fitted and are perfect for occupational duties. Calcutta and Goa. Goa has got a nice contingent of marines here, and cuirassiers, household cavalry. We've also got this army. We're trying to build another army here. So what we're going to do is we're going to assemble our forces, and from there we'll make our decision. But we do have these 2 Dutch fleets loitering off the coast. We have to build up our own fleet as well, if possible, and move against Britain. We've got these 2. They were trade vessels, so we're going to send them somewhere else. We cannot waste them at all. I think we'll send them to East Africa. We don't want to waste them at all. We need every single coin. But as the council rightly said, each ship now is bringing in less and less trade money because we're oversaturating what we've got. We have to be careful as well, because look at this. They've got first-rate ships here in this theatre. That's going to be very difficult. They've also got a very powerful army here as well, a full stack army. So we can't take our eye off them at all. We can't leave southern India completely at the mercy of our enemies, because we will unleash enemies if we attack Britain. But if we attack Britain, we have to do so with a very overwhelming strike. It has to be overwhelming strike. And I know many of the council are also calling for us to move in against Britain here in Jamaica and the Bahamas, which we will probably do. To that end, we probably might have to scout out what's going on. Let's scout out what's going on in Jamaica. Oh, that's a my goodness me, they've got a heck of a force there. Now, fighting there is going to be an absolute nightmare. Oh my goodness me. These armies are absolutely packed to the rafters. Now, Bahamas is not too... we could take the Bahamas, but Jamaica is just... that is got a huge amount of forces. Far more than I anticipated. That is going to require at least an army group landing in Jamaica, and that's going to be a very tight fight because there's nowhere else to go. Because if you lose that fight, you are then stuck. So I think we're going to have to put in more armies into this theatre. At least the 2 armies are going to have to be taking into this theatre here. You do have a very powerful army here. Look at that. That one has just cut a sway through the Caribbean, it really has. But we cannot allow the British to ride roughshod over us at all. So we might have to send... I think we've got a fleet up here, if I'm not mistaken. No, we just got 1 ship here, so we're going to have to... get some more fleet ships into this theatre. And in fact, I think we'll do that right now. Now, I do believe we've got... that's probably our most powerful fleet thus far. I think we'll send these gentlemen into that theatre there. I know we're unhinging this year, but we've got to add additional troop forces into there. Yeah, we're going to have to. We're going to have to start committing some more forces to the Americas. We're going to have to. Now's the time to use our limited resources. As you can see, we've got 13,094 coming in. Our trading company is actually keeping up here with our army upkeep, but our naval upkeep is just huge. Because we have so many trade ships. Right, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what comes of this. Great Britain, nothing. Austria, though, again, but what United Provinces do, they have absolutely blown a hole in everything they've come across. Spain, Poland. Oh, they want Mysore. No. Now they're seeing trouble. Nope. Not a chance. Not a chance. Well, you're about to be crushed utterly, sir, so I would have taken that, but that's entirely up to you, Ottoman Empire. The Ottomans are in a quandary because they're currently trying to move up against, I believe, against the Russians. But Russia, what will Russia do against the Dutch? That's the key here. How will they respond, or will they just move further eastwards towards India? We do have a massive trade alliance with the Ottomans, absolutely huge trade alliance. Okay, that was a red. Oh. We've got this. We can send this gentleman. There he is. I think it might be wise for us to send this gentleman. To reconnoitre for us now. We've got a lot of troops, especially the dragoons here, who are going to be used to effectively bring more order here to this region, because you can see here still just about keeping them under control. Now, oh, look at that. Satara. The full expansion here, and also 24 pounders here, and we've got to use our money wisely here, investing in what we can here. Now the school here, we don't quite need that just yet. We can't get that until we get a we don't have a classical university yet. That's the problem. If we get that, that's going to increase the disorder here. As you can see, clamour for reform is not at all doing well. Aha.
Ufficiale sul ponte. Sì, signore. Signore? Signore?
Got to have an even distribution here. That's more like it. Our army upkeep is creeping up very slowly here. Now, that's absolutely fine. Ha! So Mysore is seeing if we got one more, but we need powered loom and steam engine technology to get that there. The same for this one here as well. Our general is gone. Here, drats. We will have a general here. We've got to keep that command structure intact. Get that assassin out there. We do have this naval force here, but it's still not really enough. We've also got these gentlemen here as well. Army Staff College, what will that give us? It's just about under control here. We're allied with New Spain. They've got that under control at last, which is good to see. I have no idea why he is there at all. We'll send him here. We've got no cannon here at all, which is a little bit disconcerting, to be honest with you. I think we'll have some cannon. No, probably just 2 will do us.
Servo vostro, signore.
No.
In attesa di ordini.
These gentlemen are going to be on a separate role here.
E la corona. Pronti e in attesa di ordini. Pronti agli ordini.
We've got plenty of cannon here. We need this arm.
Signor sì. In marcia.
That's looking much more like it. Oh, look at that. Plenty of cavalry as well. Maybe some more. I think we'll have some more artillery here. The Army Staff College. Give us riflemen, which we might need actually. We can't build or recruit anywhere else just yet.
Vostra Maestà.
And again, these gentlemen are going to
Altri
move away
ordini
here.
e in attesa di ordini.
We're trying to build this army up
Sì.
here.
Avanti, in marcia.
Only 12 pounders here. Let's get the engineering school up and running. It's apparent that we need that. It's going to take 6 turns. This
Signore.
army is going to require at least 4 cannon. So there'll be 2 here. I think we'll have one more 24 pounder, and then we'll have some 24 pounder foot as well when they're ready. We'll fill out the rest of this army here with
Vostra Maestà.
fire support. Fire support will be vital for us.
Signore.
Aha! I do beg your pardon, sir. There it is there.
Vostra Maestà. In marcia. Pronti
Look at
agli ordini.
that. They're starting to come together now. We're going to move these gentlemen down to the port here.
All'istante.
We're also going to start to look to get our troop ships ready. Also, we need to start increasing our fleet here as well. And this army here as well is going to have to be increased with more infantry regiments, which we'll do shortly. We might even send this force here to the Americas, and these forces will push on to Britain. We can probably pull some of these off their defensive duties as well. We will leave one powerful army behind just to guard Mysore. Not this one, but this army will be left behind, I think, to guard Mysore. Mind you, it's fairly experienced. It would be a shame to leave this army behind, to be honest with you. Mind you, it's got 24 pounders here, 12 pounders, we have to switch them out. Probably take them from this army, you know, that's 12 pounders as well. That's not good, is it? Got to get some more 24 pounders in these armies here before we do anything else. These armies have to be fully equipped and ready to go. We're not going to move against Britain unless it's absolutely everything is as it should be. Let's quickly just move over here and see what's going on. Nothing. Thankfully, the Mughal Empire has sent a very powerful force to deal with the Russians here. We will move across the border here and see what's going on here in Persia.
Ma è impossibile, signore.
Nothing's happened here yet. Are they still at war? Yes, they are indeed. What a fight that is. And oh, Sweden have got Prague. Well, I'll be. Mind you, look at that. The Dutch have been hitting the minefields here. Alright, let's end the turn. Let's see what happens, my friends. Austria. United Provinces. What will the Dutch do against the Russians? Plot thickens. Spain. Poland. Will they request another treaty? No. Ottoman Empire, we have a vast trade. A massive trade deal with the Ottomans. Russia. Nothing from them either. Oh, don't you do it, Russia. That was odd. 13 colonies, New Spain, allied with them as well, which is excellent. Mughal Empire. Oh, where are they going? And Afghanistan, nothing. Aha! Excellent. Iron Hand and a Cunning Monkey. By Japur.
Vostra Maestà.
That's more like it. That's more
Signore,
like it,
I
sir.
vostri ordini. Signor sì. Signore. Avanti!
Almost complete.
I vostri ordini, Maestà.
Almost complete. One more gun. Oh, look at that. We can upgrade these. Let's invest. Wait a minute. It's 2,160. We've got to invest in our largest one. Oh, there it is. Calicut. Calicut. Yeah, that's gonna have an upgrade immediately. Aha! And now we're gonna add to our fleet we already have here. We can also upgrade all of these as well. That is absolutely fantastic. Now we need to build our fleet here, our presence here.
Qualche ordine?
They just turned up here, look at that. Turned up the Leeward Islands, what a wonderful sight. What about these gentlemen here? 1850 here, 2050. At the moment, it's not been worth investing in here just yet. Our trade has been hit. Why? It hasn't at the moment. Look how much we're shipping in here. Look how we've got there with New Spain. 24,000, 36,000 with the Ottoman Empire. We have to make sure the Ottoman Empire survives. It's as simple as that. Oh wait, they've taken Belgrade off the Russians. Well, I'll be. They've taken Belgrade off the Russians. That is a wonder, sir. As we want a strong Ottoman Empire. Our nearest neighbours are, of course, debatable, I'd say, but our nearest partners in terms of our trade. Look at that. That's what we want. We want a strong Ottoman Empire. How they're at war with Russia and Austria and Poland. And they're allied with the United Provinces. So in other words, they're probably going to push on and try and take Hungary here. What about Britain? What have they got with Britain? Nothing with Britain at all. That's good to see. That is good to see. Because we're allied with the Mughal Empire, it's probably working in our favour as well. Right, let's keep getting these forces up to scratch here.
Signore.
Right, we need more infantry here. £12-pounders, which are not going to do us any good. One more 12-pounder here. I think we're going to start putting together our defensive forces as well, because look at this force here. That's a wonderful force for an attack. We've got to leave forces behind. We cannot simply abandon everything here, because if the Dutch decide to attack us here and they send a massive force against us, they'll swamp us. So we're going to have to leave something behind here. Very powerful. I think we might leave this force behind here. And General Ponti, or move them into Mysore. Move this force out. It'll be one of the attack forces.
Siamo pronti.
This is going to require additional 4 units of infantry. Let's start putting together our our defensive force. I think we'll have some more dragoons, but then again, I think we might have some. If we're going to do this, let's do it properly. What we'll do is we'll just have some company cavalry, so we're going to sort of try and get our defensive forces up here to defend as a bare minimum, especially gold as well. We can't lose any of these. If we lose any of these trade lines, we're going to really feel the pinch. We've got this army here as well, which we're trying to bring up to full strength as well. So we'll have to recruit additional infantry here, 4 regiments of infantry. That'll bring this army up to full strength. That army will then be dispatched now to join the rest here. We're starting now to get that nucleus of a very powerful strike force. I think we're going to probably go against Britain here. We need to, effectively what we need to do is take Britain, because the income from here and the production facilities from here would just be vast. And also if we could cut off their income here, their supply here, would be just a wonder, especially if we could take the naval hospitals. It'd open up first-rate ships to us. We'd instantly have a full university, a modern university. What do we have here? So we've got, so now we're researching government by consent. Should give us these then. Ideally what we should go is for wealth of nations, because that's what we really should be going for, not this. I know it's going to give us 8% research, technology research rate, but we need the money. I think, oh, that's almost done here. So shrapnel shot is almost done. Then we can get percussion shells, but I don't think we'll do that. I think we'll switch to here, wealth of nations. Mind you, we do need to get some of these as well. We need to get flying shuttle, which I think we're going to have to start looking at now, starting to really sort of hunker down on what we need here in terms of our research. But actually I think what we'll do is we'll cancel this. And I think we'll go for flying shuttle, because we've got a lot of cloth-based and weaver-based economy here, so we're going to go for that. Try and get punch card loom and power loom, and try and get down into steam-powered cloth mill. I think we're going to move against Britain here, but oh my goodness me, London is well defended. Well, not really. Oh, yes it is. I do beg your pardon. I'm going to take that back. Royal British Marines, British Fusiliers, Swiss Grenadiers, and blunderbuss shotgunners. That is a powerful force. What do they have in here? More Marines, more garrison guards, and in here, my goodness me, that's a powerful force. They just got an absolute monstrous force here. What do they have over here though? Let's just check. Look at that fleet there. I bet that fleet is scary. Not really, but we can't compete. Let's be absolutely honest here. We can't compete, but we could take London off the march. If we could take London, if we could take London and Edinburgh at the same time, then that would just leave Ireland, and they don't really have the facilities here to take us. So if we could take London, and oh, but they've only got military academy here. This is very odd indeed. Very odd. They've got Somerset House, full fortifications. But I don't understand that at all. That is very, very odd indeed. That naval hospital, goodness me, what if we get our hands on that? Oh, what a joy that would be. Do they have victory? No, they don't. Oh, I believe the Dutch have just taken that, if I'm not mistaken. My goodness me, they are so strong. It is unbelievable. Let's continue. It may not be a battle in this one, my friends. This one's going to be where we're just going to build up towards taking the fight to Britain. I think we need to expand here. I know the council are a little bit sort of at odds with what we're going to do with this, but we have to move against Britain, I think, to try and capture some really solid ground here. I've got one army ready here. We've also got, I think what we'll do is we'll just bring this gentleman over to here to join these other forces here. So we've got this army group in its entirety in one place. And we'll also be moving some of these forces as well out of this defensive zone areas. We'll put a small defensive force in here and sort of strip these out. We can't lose Satara either, so I'd like to put a decent force in here as a sort of a makeshift defensive force if possible, including some of these gentlemen here. Anyway, let's end the turn, my friends. Let's see what happens here. Austria. Look at that. Russia's suddenly got more forces here. How is that possible? Of course, we've moved into Persia, so they must be moving towards Baluchistan. Interesting. Spain. Poland, Lithuania. No, we're not going to give you Bengal. A peace treaty, I don't have a problem with, but you're not going to get Bengal. Bengal is not going to be yours. Yes, I'm sure you're saddened, sir, but unfortunately, when you had the chance to have peace with us, you neglected it many, many years ago. You rejected that, and now you reap what you sow, sir. Now you've got the Ottomans coming for you, and they will not show you mercy, sir. Russia. The fight between Russia and the Dutch is going to be an absolute joy to watch. Look at that, that's a big Spanish force there. Look at that empire. Afghanistan, nothing. So that's, and again, that's what we wanted. Oh, shrapnel shot from percussion shell, but that's going to take a lot. Oh, excellent. It's going to take a long time for that to come onto stream here. It's going to take a long time for that to come onto stream. I think we can definitely get this up and running as a commercial base in here.
Mio sire. Mio sire. Pronti. In attesa di ordini. Mio sire. Altri ordini? In attesa di ordini.
Now that's a very strong force there. We're also going to be moving an additional regiment here. That army is now complete.
Vostra Maestà.
They can join their brothers here.
Mio sire. I vostri ordini, Maestà. Signore.
These gentlemen are going to join this army here. Full army, full ready for deployment. This might be a good defensive force, actually. Now we need to build up our defensive forces. We're going to leave this army behind, but it will be taking up deployment in Mysore. This force here is going to be sent to Arcot here with some more troops eventually. Just positioning ourselves here, ready for what is to come. Now this army here in Goa will also be moving out and attacking Britain. So again, we need quite a lot of forces here to deal with this. Let's put these gentlemen in here.
Avanti!
I think we'll have one sort of half an army here that's going to take the fight or be able to hold, but also have some artillery involved in it as well. I'd like to have some howitzers if possible in there, just to add a little bit of backbone here. We've also got some dragoons. As the council said, have a minimal defensive force, a skeleton force as it were, and then sort of move out some of your forces here from there. So we'll keep this force behind. This is going to be our strongest army left in southern India, and then with the rest of these forces will be moved out with, and they will hold Arcot with a minimal force. But Mysore will be held with a powerful force because we cannot let this city fall. The same for Satara. Satara will have a significant force holding it. Goa will have a minimal force. But we are building up towards that now. We will probably launch from Mangalore. How many ships we got here now? Let's get these ships together as well.
Alla via così, capitano.
Our expeditionary force.
Sì, capitano.
Right, that's looking good there. Another fourth rate, I think, on the books here. Yes, indeed.
Mio sire.
I think we're going to retrofit. Why have we got... Unless...
Sì.
We must be building an army here in Tunis as well. Probably to move against Morocco. I think we might be moving against Morocco here because they don't have any cannon at all. In that case, I think we're going to need a powerful shot group here to take the fight. The Ottomans really have got a powerful force, and they've even got Nizam as well. Oh, they're at full strength. That is incredible. Poland is still holding on here. I'm surprised the Dutch haven't moved in any further. Have they declared peace? No, they haven't. Who are they at war with? No, they're not at war with Spain. They've got trade partnership with Spain. Look how much that's worth to us. 10,000 there with Spain. Where's Russia going with that? That's a powerful force there. We've got to take the fight here. I think London's going to be our main objective. Commercial basin. I think one last turn, my friends. I know this is not fighting, but this will have several episodes. This campaign at the moment. I know I've only done one with the Russian campaign, but I just wanted to sort of keep that one going a little bit here. But I wanted to focus on getting this campaign. A lot of requests for this campaign to come back as well, and I've been enjoying it. But moving against Britain, that's going to be a real fight. We're almost at that time. We can do it. Let's end. Hang on, we've got percussion shell. Do we really need that at the moment? I don't think we do, to be honest with you. We need to focus, I think, a lot more here on our economic technology as well. So I think what we will do is we'll get Wealth of Nations here in Kesserine. Only 6 turns, look at that, because we've got 5 gentlemen here. That should be relatively quick. Also, we'll see a big increase in our income as well then. My goodness, look at how trade has sunk like an absolute stone there. That means some of these must be falling pretty substantially. Look at that, sugar is down substantially, but look at that for spice. 41 for spice. That's one of the highest I've ever seen. Cotton is at 35. And we are absolutely putting pounds of that. 23 pounds, 43 pounds. 9 bales, 33 bales, 18 bales. We can't get any more unless we open up some more these, expand some of these ports, we might be able to get some more trade deals coming in. Let's end the turn, my friends. Here. Just sending our forces up here, our spy, to see what's going on. Austria. Spain again moving forces down into the port. Poland. Oh, fighting Spain. Head on there, absolutely head on. Now, looks like the Ottomans, oh look at that, they're starting to combine there to make quite a formidable force. Quite a formidable force. Russia. Russia hasn't moved against against the Dutch, which I do find surprising, because the Dutch are, well, they've moved into the Dutch sphere of influence here, which is 50 colonies, New Spain, Morocco, look at Empire, Venice, Bavaria, Afghanistan. Nothing from you, Afghanistan, at all. Thank you very much, sir. Quickly just send these forces, this gentleman to here, just to quickly. Russia's got. Oh, that's, oh my goodness me, that's a powerful force. That is a power. Look at that, Russian Tsar Guards. Wow. I've not seen them before. They really are packing a punch here in Isfahan here. My goodness me. +1 ability, +1 to morale. Excellent. We're starting to build up our own force here now. It's quite a strong defensive force here now. I think this force here, this army here, can now be properly completed. We'll have 4 regiments here. Actually, what we will do is we'll leave this army. We could probably have 4. We can use this army from Bengal as well. Can absolutely go with this. So we have 2 forces here. We'll complete this army here, but we'll also start putting together the forces going to defend Bengal. So that's a 2-pronged attack. So I have 2 armies joining this army here. If we can have 1 more army, that's 2 army groups. We'll probably use one of these armies as well from here. Probably the Mysorean. Oh, that's a difficult one to consider, because this is a powerful force here as well, but so is this one in Goa. We might send the Goan force with these as well. So we've pretty much put together 2 army groups. We'll send this 2 forces down to here and 1 force from here as well. That'll be 2 army groups. That's a very powerful force we'll be sending towards Britain then, my friends. But I'm going to end this episode right here, my friends. I think we're also going to be sending this army as well into the fight against Morocco. So we want to try and put an army together here to defend Tunis, which has become a real hub for ourselves here. But I'm going to end this episode here, my friends. I do apologise for the sort of slightly shorter episode this time, and no battles either this time, but we're just building towards that attack on Britain. It is going to come, and we'll also, once we take Britain, we will be moving into the Americas in full strength. So once we've sort of quashed those British resistance, we will then be moving into the new world in force as the council has requested. We might even pull some of these forces away for the New World. So we might send 2 armies into the New World to reinforce there. Maybe take the Bahamas or Jamaica. But I'm going to end this episode here, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. I do apologise for the shortness of this campaign compared to some of the others. Unfortunately, I've got a lot of work to do behind the scenes, my friends. And also, someone has just woken up as well, so they want my attention as well. So I'm going to end this episode here, my friends. I hope you really enjoy this episode. Please, as always, please keep your comments coming down below. Whatever you do, my friends, please be safe. And once again, thank you for all of your wonderful support for all the campaigns, not just this one, but for all of them. It's been absolutely exceptional. It really, really has. And it's a joy to have that support. It means a lot to me. Whatever you do, my friends, please be safe. But until next time, bye for now.